Sang Xiao, do you know anything about our master? What happens if I should answer it in the affirmative? I could torture you, but you still keep yourself from talking. Of course I talk, and awesome even. As expected. I've been observing you all this time, and yet you don't strike me as being all that dutiful to our master. You scheme though no harm is actually done. Who is our master, I wonder? Yes, indeed. I wonder what should happen if I answer that. Though I doubt we will incur any punishment, but let me put it succinctly as possible. Go on. A representative of humanity, I suppose. What do you mean, a representative of humanity? That's all I can say. Perhaps you will understand someday, or perhaps you never will. In any event, we rebel against proper human history. So long as you keep that in mind, there won't be any problem. That would do. Now then, it's the day of the decisive battle. The attacking restoration realm partially laid waste to the VRG realm, after which they retreated. Both Constantine and Joanne were wary from the expedition. I doubt they will be any less cautious. Even so, would you say this attack surpasses that? I can assure you of that much it will. Though should one of them should shield the other in the desperation, it would ensure its individual survival. An act of intimacy. I quite like that sound of that. Oh, and here I thought about you wouldn't. I love it. After all, it's the height of unsightliness. I would like to play a wager will be struck. I'll pass. It's precisely because of said unsightliness that you must be respect the outcome in earnest, whatever it may be. Now shall we begin? As you command, activate the stream bomber type puppet bowman. Understood. Servant class archer. Activated at maximum output. Target restoration round forces. Distance 21.3 kilometers. Marching speed 9 kilometers per hour and holding. Likely stranded. Commencing magical energy loading. Allow me to set a decoy. The yellow turban puppet soldiers have been commences their attack. March halted. Maneuver into intercepted formation. Deceiving magical energy wave activated. Reactivate the holy sword and smog bow at the close range. Sure, they won't notice this from 21.3 kilometers away. Loading complete. Commencing no phantasm activation. All hands clear the floor. Move out. If you would, Lady Kurimhode. I'll be fine. Right here. You sure? Something of this magnitude deserves a front row seat, wouldn't you agree? Then I suppose I'll join you. Hey, you folks should evacuate. Reason for summoning unknown. Reason for materialization unknown. Session of all function rejected. Activation of all function reject approve. It'd be best to summarize as weapon. Once spoke like a human and attempted to live in the world of a man. His form and power set it too far apart. In which case could anyone blame for treating it like a machine? It sighed. For what reason was it here, and for what reason must it unleash its noble phantasm? Who is it aiming its arrow at? It does not know, nor does it care to. Therefore, without a shred of sentiment, it simply unleashes noble phantasm. Servant class archer, true name, Minamoto no Tamitomo. With this mighty bow of mine, indomitable to the utmost, I shall annihilate all that stands before me. The moonlight cannon, Gojin Yibi Harizuki. Fire. Once there was a legend. The air was said to have torn a ship asunder, causing it to sink in an instant. Yet the ship was not the target, rather it was the men on board. Sinking a ship caused the greatest number of casualties with maximum efficiency. His arrows always pierced the correct target. And the target designated by Crimhode was Pope Joan, who was all too vulnerable to that attack. Phew, I feel defeated. That won't do. Let's make a fresh start. Traum, a servant from proper human history. I'll surely have to settle a score with him in due time. Having said that, the BGM forces are on their last legs. Moreover, now that they have declared themselves to stand with proper human history, would retain as little as a tenth of their strength. Constantine. The BGM will recover from this, not even if we give them time. Should we focus on the revenge round now that Zhang Zhao has been assassinated? Constantine. Oh, was I ignoring you, perhaps? You were ignoring me, so we dropped perhaps 5 seconds more of that and I would have stomped on your foot. Yes, my sincere apologies. Fine then, I'll forgive you. And then I'll stomp on your foot. Ouch. Whoa, you're really going at it, Lady Zeroin. Of course I am. I'm the Pope, you know. It's given that anyone who makes fun of me will suffer 3 times the consequences. Are people immortalized as saints all like this? I thought it was just Archbishop Turpin. But it looks like you all have this might attitude. Absolutely. I never heard my clergy say that. Be that as it may. I felt something just now, a dreadful promotion. Radamante. Roger that, all troops on alert. Detecting magical energy, we're surrounded. These are Zhang Zhao's Yellow Turban puppet soldiers. Archers reporting in. There are approximately 100 Yellow Turban puppet soldiers. We're surrounded, but we can fight our way through. Don't let your guards down. This can't be all there is. Zhang Zhao is alive. Do not let your guards down. What? The sky is red. This is a revenge round. So we let them encroach this far on us, damn it. Detecting extremely large magical interesting though in the vicinity. It's either a hostile life form corresponding to the Phantasma Beast class or an anti-army no phantasm. So if they unleash their trump card too, don't let your guards down. Search the surrounding area for servants. Oh. No, it's something else. This is comprehensive, totally abnormal, twisted. A no phantasm. Constantine, block it. Constantine has the utmost confidence in Joanne. He did not hesitate. He activates No Phantasm immediately after hearing the words No Phantasm and block. By these three host walls, I swear, Videos Constantinus. I know a phantasm that invokes the cycle event of the Freeholds Wall of Constantinople. The threefold walls that were protected by Byzantine Empire until the day it fell. Holy walls of the highest ranks boasting an absolute defense against long-range attacks. The areas around it, all the way to the cosmos above it, is rendered impervious to the attack. The servants cheer for the yellow turban puppet soldiers who were now sitting ducks. However, she had the wits to realize right away. Oh, so it's me. Legend has it that the three full walls fell on account of a single gate. Alyssa left and unlocked it. Its veracity is irrelevant, all that matters is that its legend was engraved. This hole is always present in these walls, even though it may be as small as the eyes of a needle. It is through this hole that Joanne now finds herself targeted. Quite the trouble, she thought. She understood instinctively that this error will unfailingly take a life. She folds her arms in her mind's eyes and thinks. To sacrifice someone else is unthinkable, to sacrifice oneself is bothersome. Between the unthinkable and bothersome, the later would be of lesser consequence. Her death would indeed cause problems. It's even possible that the restoration realm stands to lose its reason for existence. Yet Joanne thinks. Constantine No Phantasm is the emblem of the Byzantine of the Eastern Roman Empire's legend. That is to say, it recreates the real events, in which case, its protection will be limited to those who once existed in reality. When fictitious imaginary beings of fantasy like Joanne fall outside the scope of its protection. Such a possibility does exist. She never wished for anyone to die for her sake. This is fate. Such a thing was bound to happen someday for everyone who calls himself a hero or saint. Sudden death, pointless end, is how humans are, it seems. Presumption as it may be for a fictitious being to speak about humans. It's fact that meeting a human like N gave her a measure of comfort. And yet, Joanne, the winds of fate changed it. How had it not occurred to me that he would notice the enemy No Phantasm and try to shoot me? How had it not occurred to me that he would have reached the same conclusion I did? The little fantasies that the free road walls would not protect. Constantine must have considered this possibility at least once in all this time. It was unthinkable that he wouldn't have. Because this man, this emperor who wished to lead a peaceful life. I cherish the girl-shaped fantasies that is Joanne. Get down, Joanne. It was an act tantamount to leaving the gate and unlocked it. No matter how firm these walls may be, they're meaningless so as long that legend exists. Constantine shielded Joanne. That was of course the right move, for fantasy has no place within his wall. Hence it is Pope Joanne who would have been skewered. Hence computer has attained the best possible outcome. I have you now, Emperor. I recall the day of my summoning. The rebellion against proper human history carved into my soul. The moment I chose to keep moving forward with that anger, even as my heart ached it. I met women who I should have killed. I see, is that so? Then you and I are enemies. It would seem so, Your Holiness. Oh, please do not call me Your Holiness. Is this sarcasm? Are you being sarcastic? Are you donkey? I'm nothing but a fairy tale anyway. Go on, kill me if that's what you want. I too will act like a servant and struggle to the bitter end. Wait, you can tell? You know that you are someone who does not exist in history. Huh? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm a hopeless fantasy who fleetly emerged from the interstices of history and was denied in 10-second flat. Or are you saying I belong in the history owns trash can because I was fully rejected without ever becoming a legend? Did I go that far? I'm sure I'd be better off dying right here by that wayside. I will of course resist if you try to kill me. It would be futile, wouldn't it? Futile? Because I rejected by proper human history, you bow against it. Do you hold a grudge over it? I do. So you don't deny it. I mean, of course I do. I mean, don't create something if you're just gonna deny it. Don't add details for what you're are just going to discard basic manners. The whole affair with proper human, with the Pope being exposed as a woman, whoever wrote that was into some seriously unholy stuff. Putting everything into perspective makes me want to, I don't know, shake history by the collar. Then smash its head against a landline phone and burn it into cinders with a flamethrower for starters. You're into some pretty unholy stuff yourself, you know. Well, I'm alive now, and I can't let my life go to waste. I offer my body and my life, not to those who would deny me, but to something else entirely. Does that satisfy you, O Emperor? Now then, let us fight. No, I'm not gonna fight again. You won't? I'm fatally incapable with Krimhilde, who was summoned before me. I believe I'm better off assembling servants under my own banner than being at her beck and call. Yes, I will restore you, I swear it. A noble cause. One worth rebelling against proper human history to accomplish, even if I was simply attacking others for no reason until now. As long as there is a driving force, there's a why do you not know? Cannot forgive the fact that you were wasted. Cannot forgive those who threw you in the trash. So I will affirm you. I'll incorporate you into proper human history as someone who's truly existed. Huh? Oh, huh. Yeah, and while you do make a lot of funny faces, it would be better if you remain prim and proper in front of our army. Are you seriously doing this? You don't want to disappear, do you? Of course I don't. Then work with me here to live, to survive. Let me be your pawn, Joanne. I double-crossed you at the worst possible moment, you know? After I'm technically a servant of proper human history. When that happens, that's where I'll give up. For I rebel so that you may live. As for why wouldn't you say it's rather stylish in itself? How secular of you. You do realize that showing off to ladies is an complaint of a monarch, right? Well, you're absolutely right. I'm becoming as well as a leetress. Wretched is enough to fall for a honey trap. But as for you, even becoming a foolish monarch doesn't sound so bad. I'm, after all, a rebel. So what will you accept? If you refuse, I will simply persist until you do. Fine, I get it. Damn me for succumbing to temptation. This again a reason to win, no matter what. She was cheerful, clever, quick-witted and frank. She swore rudely in face of her fate, and yet she had accepted it in contemptful resignation. Then let that fate be changed. This is a restoration of your rights as a human being, in other words, a retrieval of your own means to live. The repulsive ending of an eternally eternal yet beautiful fantasy shall be overturned. I want you to walk this earth. I want you to breathe in deeply. I want you to shout and laugh out loud. Yes, deep down, that is what my wish was. If we come under attack, it will be surely spelled my defeat. Constantine, pull yourselves together. Wait, don't go quiet on me. Don't close your eyes. Why did you shoot me, you idiot? You nincompoop. That's quite the expletive. You could wake me from even a century of sleep with that. Constantine, that cheeky attitude means you're going to be fine, right? This is a throne. We made it back to the resorption realm then. Caster. At your service. How's my wound? It's currently being treated. It's futile. My spiritual core has been destroyed. You'd only be wasting magical energy. More importantly, I have a message for everyone. Please call for our specialist spellcasters. Hey Constantine, you're in no condition to get up yet. Would you rather have me lie down and wait for death? Not in a million years. You're even speaking indulgently. You're one to talk. Ugh. I accept all the pain and all the regrets back and forth, to and fro. Oh, what a quantless human life I had led. The spell is prepared when you are ready. Right. To all those in the resorption realm, I'm Constantine. This may not be what you want to hear, but I haven't been fatally shot. Yes. Owing to the efforts of the casters, I'm barely able to speak. The currents have fallen all too soon. I apologize for that. It's safe to say the presence of the yellow turban puppet soldiers that Zhang Xiao lives. Mistake on the BGM's realm part. Perhaps he's the type of servant who has taken measure to ensure death is but a more inconvenience. Either way, I plan to take advantage of that, but the tables were turned on me. I was struck by an archer's arrow. It's unheard of for an arrow to cover such a large distance yet retain such immense power. Here's some myth steeped in mystery, or through some legend carved into history. Or perhaps other factors are at play. Either way, I want you to exercise caution. Now then, let's talk about what comes next. You have two options. One is to capitulate to the revenge realm. Though maybe gal to you to join those who you've been warring against until now. This is, I suppose, the fate of war or of the heroes. Let us head for the BGM realm. I wouldn't recommend that. They are, as you know, from proper human history. Unless. Just say, Constantine. Cut out the lies already, for goodness sake. Joanne is the servant from proper human history. That's right, I could not allow her to remain a fantasy. Your rebellion against proper human history is entirely dedicated to her restoration. It was all a fabrication birthed from my selfishness and egotism. If these lies of mine enrage you and you head for the revenge realm, so be it. But you cannot stay here. It's not because I'm dying or anything like that. I created this realm. It's the realm that I created, cherished, and lead. My final quest will be a selfish one. I want this realm to perish with me. Good grief, you sure move fast, Crimholy. Head for the BGM realm, Joanne. No. I figured you'd say that, but that won't do. Radamantin, can I leave this to you? Is this really okay? It is in nature of my summoning for me to deny proper human history. And yet it is proper human history that I must now rely on. One damnable contradiction. But you long since accepted that contradiction, haven't you, Radamantin? ever since the real Charmangi show up. Yes. Then I take it you understand what needs to be done. Of course. Bradamante hereby begs your pardon, Lady Joanne. Wait, Brad, you brute. Bradamante will carry you now. Your lordship. Yes. Farewell, and may fortune smile upon the path you walk. Yours too, Paladin Charmangi. Take care, Joanne. She's a stubborn one, that girl. I can't let that slide. Let go of me, Bradamante. No, I don't want this to be goodbye. Joanne. It's been fine, goodbye. You idiot, I had way more fun. Is that so? Well, I'm honored. So that's how it is. You lot should choose your own path too. Begging your pardon, O Emperor. But we too are rather fond of the restoration realm. Though it is a surprise, or perhaps not quite, that our Pope was on the side of proper human history. But not that matters anyway. We've fallen for you as hard as you've fallen for Pope Joanne, your lordship. I see. Looks like you've been deceived by an unscrupulous man. It's the second time that I've been besieged in a fallen castle. And on the verge of death too. It does not deter you, then follow me down into the depths of hell, you fools. So it falls. The revenge realm is not letting this opportunity pass. Really dispatches its nimble forces. The crumbling battlefields were torn apart by the no phantasm of servants and noble phantasm. Poised to replace them were pushed back by even greater numbers of no phantasms. You need not leave them time to surrender. Give them no quarters. Would that not cause enemy resistance to intensify? It's an unconventional war, but this war is anything but conventional. Heroes who have made up their minds will never budge, whether we slaughter them all or give them free rein to surrender. Is that not so? So it is. Which is why the answer to overrun and massacre them as befits the restoration realm. Their unsightly dreams will rot away in vain, for that is the path they chose to walk. Although I doubt they themselves consider them the least bit unsightly. I'm sure they don't, that's the troubling part. When all said is done, and even on the verge of death, we will still draw breath. Is this our destiny? Perhaps. Kill that guy, and now reach my limit. Your lordship, forgive me for taking my leave. Right, so long. Phew, so this is the end of the road for me then. Still to think I meet the same end as I did in life. Am I cursed? Is that it? Well, it's been nice knowing your emperorship. Yeah, I thought this summoning was just the worst, but I'll try being a little more optimistic. Without ever giving up, just like you wouldn't. Well, if it leads to that meeting, my curse wasn't so bad. Should this singularity disappear, you will surely disappear with it. These memories, these feelings, all of them would be swept away. Which is to say, no other me would harbor any feelings for that girl in the singularity. I like the sound of that. That's how a second life should go. I can hardly breathe. Yet my sword, my armor, my flag, all those are what makes me an emperor. Let's go. There is not a moment in life as vexing and as delightful as this. I simply slay the enemy before me and push ever forward. Both my returners and my banners have disappeared. My armor is broken. My sword has shattered. Even so, I push ever forward, and then I realize a barren field lies before my eyes. A place I had never reached in my lifetime. A place I will surely never again reach. Oh, so this is what lies out there. Constantine laughed it. Constantine disappeared. 2,238 servants remain of the Restoration Realm forces. They fought unfolding against the Revenge Realm, to the last man harboring no regrets, and they were all annihilated. On the other hand, there were 542 servants who wished to defect from the Restoration Realm to the BGM Realm. These were the servants who adored Joanne and understood her feelings. Where there resides a human from proper human history, you must ask this of him: what are your thoughts on this phantasmal girl? Such was the duty, the mission of these survivors. Saber. I'm beat. Are you alright, Kodak? Yeah, I am. You know how I've been keeping my magecraft usage down to a minimum to avoid detection. Yes, I can only pick up a exceedingly faint trace of magical energy myself. I have a backache. No thanks to that, damn it. I suppose I should have used at least a little. It would have been better if we had a mystic code supporting you, just like Senpai does. Nah, pass. That would just invite more unnecessary suspicion. Would it? I just have to put up with it for a while. But... Mash, is this because we're entered the Revenge Realm? No, not at all. It's probably because I'm present. Morality. Pardon me, I'll fix it for you. Jane's morality. Oh, perfect timing, Match Curelate. I appreciate you kept my presence here a secret from Kodia. And of course from Sherlock Holmes. I couldn't possibly. Which would you prefer? Excuse me? First by releasing Koda's color, or cyber activation. First speaking, I don't mind either way. Mash, what are you hesitating for? You should have the authority to do this. Activate the color, do it, now. I absolutely refuse. Hey, listen here. This guy's not possible with the alien world. Whatever he's scheming, neither of us are in for a good time. He absolutely can't stand being left in the dark. He mustn't be able to extract any information from me. So kill me now is for the best. I refuse. Mash. I said that I refuse. That was an excellent comedy, almost worthy of standing ovation. Let me assure you. I have no intention of harming you, nor do I have any intention of extracting any information out of you. Besides, I was already aware of matters concerning you since the moment I became an impulse of the alien world. On the contrary, I'm in a position where I need to fear you stealing information from me. Really. He's right, that's for sure, even if there's more to Kodia than meets the eye. It still doesn't change the fact that we're constantly in danger and still have no information on this guy. With the exception of Koan's Kaya, who was not an apostle of the alien god. Both Muramasa and Nimble were high servants who had some kind of divine spirits incorporated into them. This guy isn't just morality, the problem is who else he is. Good, that's a look. What? Seemingly severe yet brazen, seeming self-deprecating yet confident. That's the look of a wolf stalking its prey. Oh dear, has my use of wolf hit the sore spot? Let me guess, considering the sort of magecraft you use, a dog was the name to mock you by. You make me sick. What's this all of a sudden? You don't normally figure out that much in just an instant, do you? I feel like I just been dissected. I presume that means he was spot on. Now that you mention it, barrel gut without some bark at Kadok. Mash, you're really not helping here. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Delightful, how delightful. Now then, putting that aside, you came here because Zhangxiao Fortress has been on your mind, hasn't it? The same is true for me. Having said, it's the revenge realm territory past this point. You won't have an easy time going at it alone, so why don't we work together here? Fine by me. Or a prompt reply. Are you sure about this, Kadok? If he wanted me dead, he would have already done it. Like you said earlier, there isn't much information you can glean from me. Vital information on Kadia has been withheld from me too. Except I haven't the faintest idea of the Storm Borders layout. It's lucky that this guy already knows pretty much everything I do about Kadia. So we should aim to get all the information we can from him. Oh my, do you believe yourself capable of this? I don't know, and I won't know unless I give it a try. Ah yes, just like how you tried to slaughter all the Chaldeia's personnel. Straight for a juggler, huh? Indeed. I don't really have a problem with that. A sin is a sin. I'll accept punishment for it as soon as we resolve the situation. Until then, it's my interest to cooperate. I'll give it my all, so I can lessen the set punishment as much as I can. I see. That's logical sound. But does this not weigh on your consciousness? I'm not obliged to answer that. Besides, if we're to talk, you'll eventually figure it out anyway. That is if you're confident that you can. Yeah, another good point made. Very well then, in that case. A handshake up past. Wouldn't want you infecting me with your bully. I'm starting to like you more and more. Are you sure about this? I don't know. We're in an uncharted territory now. But whatever it will be, will be. It does feel like you're desperate here, Kadok. I understand, I'll keep this relation secret from others. Just give me a moment while I change to another console. Incidentally, Kadok, can you keep a cool hit? For the time being. I see, in that case, let's make that permanent. Whatever, let's get a move on. I'm sure that Preem and Dunja, if I recall correctly, so it's dissipated, but we're better off safe than sorry. Oh, you really think so? Huh? Zhangxiao was extremely fixated on the defense of that fortress, to the point that he even left behind something akin to a copy of himself. And to the extent he hook-winked it into thinking it was a real Zhangxiao, not an alter ego. Strange, isn't it? And if it's strange, we should consider it abnormal. And if we consider it abnormal, you gotta be kidding me, they're still guarding the area? It's likely the fortress will be prepared soon, so let's go and rid ourselves of it. On this occasion, I'm your servant, Kadok Zemplis. No thanks. I have only one servant now, and forevermore. You vote however you want, and I'll just support you as a mage, that is all. As you wish, now then shall we. Hello there, soldiers. Must ask bits parts such as yourself to exit post haste. as this stage is mine to take. There we go. When however observed how we got there, their texts were nullified. No, something about them was weird. Such is true before impossible of the alien world. I guess it would be. Why is he showing me this? Is he confident that his abilities would never fail him? He was neither evading nor blocking their attacks. Those attacks did reach him. But the damage associated with them did not register, not even on his clothes. I feel like this matter is more serious than any damage he may have dealt to the enemy. Who or what exactly is this guy's fused with? Haha. You won't be figuring out from just as much, and it wouldn't help you, even if you did. Having said that, it's be butter if Zhang Zhao does get here, so let's be on hunt before he does. You got a point. In that case, I'll help you search. Aha, how does betrayal feel, Matriculate? No comment. I am not at liberty to speak with a wicked professor. What have I done to deserve this hatred? That's a line reserved for those with a likable side to them, morality. In the Code de Grace. I'll be damned. They really pay attention to their security detail. Well, this shouldn't be a surprise, but I'm impressed you opened the door with such a complicated mechanism that easily. Yes, you're able to instantly deduce the correct combination from the 6-point quintin possibility permutations. That's because I'm a Sony from Monmon. I mean, that's given, but you were so fast that it almost felt like you were cheating. Well, yes. Whatever, it doesn't matter as long as it's open. Let's go, morality. Or perhaps should we go hip hip hooray? Only Yuki would play along with that. That's true. It can't be helped then. Do you know what's down there? There are things even I don't know, and this is one of them. That said, if Zhang Xiao has kept it a secret from Krimhode, That's pretty much narrows it down. Is that so? Oops, we got wyverns, not really. But soul eater instead, but not really eater. Quite the tough demonic beast we have here. What do you think, Kadok? I'm glad you're here with us for now. Do you think the security will be this tight? First of all, let's squash it, shall we? With mathematical precision. What does squashing something mathematically even mean? It means we'll settle this within 30 seconds.
James Moriarty. 悪には悪をもってほ。よろしい。よろしい。よろしい。これか。興味深い。これか。では、ほほ。数字は支配し、悪は成長する。マセマチカルマリグナントアナイアレイト。影は悪だな。まったく。邪悪は芽生え、正義の果実はフランス。これこそ我が方。マセマチカルマリグナントアナイアレイト。穴だらけだ。よろしい。よろしい。理解できるね。物理で戦う悪に従え。穴だらけだ。興味深い。これから。よし、いいともいいとも。正義も悪も全ては世界の機能不全。マセマチカルマリグナントアナイアレイト。大軍に押しつぶされる。虫けら。物理で戦え。穴だらけだ。よろしい。よろしい。時空は崩壊し、いいともいいとも。正義も悪も全ては世界の機能不全。マセマチカルマリグナントアナイアレイト。大軍に押しつぶされる。虫けら。物理で戦え。穴だらけだ。よろしい。これから。理解。いいともいいとも。物理で戦え。私の勝利に揺るぎなし。私の敗北に未来もなし。
Don't just multiply yourself without warning, that's scary. I merely want to display that nothing is impossible for impossible to the alien world. And you combine without a hinge. Are there pulse of the alien world all eccentric or something? That shouldn't be the case. You call that a confident answer? More importantly, it looks like as though we've arrived. Now what hero might come out from the poking the golden nest? My, so we did hit the jackpot. Who is this? Right. I noticed sync graph data as the word registered. This man is... never thought I'd be set free. I thought I was going to be put to sleep for eternity. The great dragon slaying hero Siegfried. I figured it was either him or that's Regnhold. I see, now I understand what Zhang Xiao was trying to do. Zhang Xiao. I see, he's taking command of the revenge realm. Siegfried, do you harbor any thoughts of rebelling against proper human history? None at all. I see then. Please keep your distance from this guy for a while. He has the power to convert you into the other side. I do have it, I won't use it because that variable wasn't accounted for in my fate. Fate? Fate and calculations are one and the same. Quantum mechanics may have ruled out Laplace demon, but fate is still determined via calculations. Yeah, another outdated notion. When you say the rules of mage is what truly outdated. You got me right there, so is that it? Things are proceeding according to plan, is that what you want to say? Correct. I'm well aware of the pleasure that wielding power in the palm of your hands bring, but here's a warning. Go on. It goes hand in hand with one's downfall. The man who would one day become the world's greatest criminal simply shrugged his shoulders at the young man's warning. That man has departed. Who exactly was he? I'll explain as we go along. By the way, Siegfried. Yes. You're informed about the revenge round. Does that mean you're also aware who leads it? Of course. She's Kriemhilde, your wife, right? At least that's how the legend goes. Yes, it's likely my wife, the same Kriemhilde that I know. I'm asking if you can fight her. I can. I'm a hero and a servant. This blade of mine shall not dull, not even if my wife is to be my enemy. I swear to have a fight to the utmost of my ability. Sure, you're dedicated, but almost too dedicated. Siegfried is in earnest as ever, the same as he was in the first singularity in Orleans during the 100-Year War. I see. Then I shall abound with humor this time around. I can already tell from this sort of conversation that you don't have a knack for it. Sorry, man. Is that so? Queen Kriemhilde, here's the whole grill. It manifests concurrently with Constantine's disappearance. Well done. Ooh, I can feel my syngraph growing stronger. As for the half-ruined VRG realm, essentially a foregone conclusion. Hail, all hail Kriemhilde. Our revenge is at hand. Cheers after cheer arose, for the end of the VRG realm was in sight. In other words, unifications of the three realms is on the horizon. The soldiers cheered ceaselessly. I suppose I should go and get some fresh air. Suit yourself. So, did you take him Siegfried? Stand your proper in human history. Why would you go back to score a place you've already researched it? Lord Zhang Xiao, Queen Hilda requests your presence. Then why did she say suit yourself just now? You just mentioned Siegfried. Oh ho, so you overhit. It matters not whether I hurt you or not. I see all that goes on without this round, as long as it pertains to him, even your innermost thoughts. I see, as one would expect. You knew I would pick up on this, didn't you? After I work my tricks on the battlefield. Even the Orin and often differ in their styles, a certain degree of understanding is possible, as long as the outcome they achieve is the same. Indeed it is. So I did try to not think about Siegfried while I was over here. You should have sealed the memories of your wrongdoings, so what is your excuse? That man would have been a problem whether he sided with or against us. You cannot afford to be agitated, for you are the linchpin of the revenge realm. Even the restoration realm suffered a total collapse when Constantine broke. This is where our opinions differ in Zhang Xiao. I've been waiting for him. As his wife? No, he's not my husband. He's mere leftovers. She smiles, fierce wolfish smile. Smile of blood-soaked monsters, one that no fair maiden should ever have. Were you not aware of Zhang Xiao? I have more right than anyone else in the world to exact revenge on him. And that much is certain. It all began in a country known as Burgundy. From whom they watch it from a window. Those childlike warriors wavering between joy and apprehension as they struck with spears and stone. Is he really that strong? Who might you be referring to? The barbarian from Netherland. Oh, you mean Lord Siegfried. The invincible hero battled in dragon's blood, wielding the holy and demonic sword Balmung. And he's so handsome, it feels like I'm in heaven. Is that so? Looks like he got everything going for him. But there's one thing he lacks, a decent personality. Princess. And so we'll finally meet him a year later. In hindsight, I wonder if that was love, ambition, or something else entirely. It's an escape of madness. I'll not forgive Hagen. Guilt wasn't my fault. In sorrow, he was murdered. I cannot recall a thing. When Siegfried perished at spring, pierced through his only weakness, my heart died with him. It did not take long before my grief turned into hate. But what overwhelmed me the most was what Hagen had to say. In the end, you never understood a thing. About what? It took him down with a stab to the back, ending the feuding. That was a promise I made with Siegfried. It was his idea. How very valiant of you here, wasn't it? As you see, the tragedies beget more tragedies. What he did and what I did. It was all in vain. You're to blame for that completely. We should have just stayed put and not thought about revenge. For what reason did we even... I don't remember what happened after that. According to records, someone denounced me horribly and slashed at me while I was in a case. Not that it matters. I had no intention of living out there. My sole regret was that unbearable confession. I see, so that's how it was. This fury, this hatred, all of it. It's all your fault. Did I not tell you? I've been waiting for him. My passion was insufficient. His love was fake. Hate is the only emotion that he and I can give one another. But what I find most detestable is how that man will undoubtedly. No matter if she declared rebellion against proper human history, I must fight her. Try to kill me. Oh. You just started war. Next chapter. BGM round from room. What's the matter? Why am I on the throne again? That would be because you're the master. I got buried 2 days left, so now's a good time for you to get used to being Karo. Get used to being Karo, not something to hear every day. And here's the report, master. Not from me, but from Sancho. Right, our current force consists of 463 servants. 56 sabers, 72 archers, 63 lancers, 79 riders, 74 casters, 68 berserkers. And 59 assassins. And among these remnants, only 25 are pure spirit grades, including us. However, morale is soaring. We're all overflowing with determination to protect proper human history. That's good to hear. That should result in a more unified front than a false cause. Reporting in for now. We finished treating our wounded troops. Why the hell are you sitting there being all high and mighty? It's not like I'm sitting here by choice. Boyuki is still king for the time being. I'm Charlemagne, the adventurer. That's how it is. So look forward to working with you. Says the guy with the kingly saint graph, not that I mind. Then let us commence our anti-restoration and anti-revenge dual realm countermeasures meeting. Report, urgent report. The restoration realm is no more. What? The revenge realm. The sky was dyed crimson, evidence of revenge realm incursion. While unconfirmed, it's highly likely that Constantine didn't survive. Things are indeed moving quickly. I believe Zhang Xiao assassination would have thrown them in disarray. The Zhang Xiao we decided may have been merely a decoy. No way, are you serious? It's quite serious, I'm afraid. Oh, wait. Guards. Wait, I'm the guard. I need someone over here. Oh, she's strong. And what's all this ruckus? Greetings. This may be a short notice, but let's fight. Seriously? You really are Brutamonte of the Troll Paladins. No way, so cool. Though it would have been cooler if that decoration was meant for us. Why? Brutamonte, we should be a little more, you know, peaceful. And your true feelings. Go get them. It's not what I'm thinking of. Of course, I will ask you, just in case, why did you let them pass? Your strength scared me. I see, go run 42 1.95 Kimlars in your armor. Yes, sir. As you might be aware, the Restoration Realm has collapsed with the assassination of Constantine. We remaining 542 servants can either side with the BGM Realm, or we can beat the crap out of you and take over. I'll let you decide. We'll prove forcing your way through decision as usual, Brutamonte. I'm Joanne, right? Can I call you that? Yes. You and I would be lying if I had said I have no resentment towards proper human history. So I figure we throw hands briefly so I can get it out of my system. You're way too trigger happy. But Constantine is dead. So rather than awkward joining forces, I just thought it would be better if we smacked each other around and get it out of our systems. This person isn't quite how I imagined her to be. And I really quite like her this way. Yes, let's put that aside for now, so it'll be Brutamonte on the other side, right? Yes. Myself and 5 others with Lady Joanne filling in as our master. What say you? What do you make of it, master? Is Kiyohime one of your 5? Kiyohime? No, she isn't. Is she not with you? Don't ask like we neighborhood friends. Childhood friends. That aside, let's confirm our 4 comments, including myself. Holmes is soulful, Roland, and nekoxx. Dear me, I'd like you to be the referee. Understood. Our master will summon the remainder. What that do? Oh, His Majesty is... Shh. If that is your bidding. Amazing. Was that all it took for you to understand, Bradamante? It just means that there are circumstances beyond our control. Now then, let's fight. Lady Joanne, a statement before the battle, if you will. Then step on up if you would like to kindly step forward. Really half-assing this whole keeping up appearance thing, aren't you? I'm rather aware of myself. Calm down, Lady Joanne. Self-reflection doesn't do you any good. Come now, let's do it. A slow for Roland, don't you dare lose. Yes, Your Majesty. Of course it goes the same for you, Bradamante. Huh? I'm your enemy. I don't really care about that. Doesn't change the fact that you're one of the troll paladins and my precious comrade does it. That's more important to me than you being our enemy, so break a leg. Oh, thank you. I see, so that's Charlemagne. It does take a lot. Make my rat blush, way to go. But we won't lose, we'll kick your ass. That's right, that's right. So what if your rear gym will kick your ass? Oh yeah, you're looking for a fight? Last restoration realm? Taunting. You're the coward without balls. To rebel against proper human history. Who do you think you're mouthing up to? Taunting back. You're asking me, I'll kill you. I'll defeat you, you punks. Taunting rather angrily. We'll clap you, punk. They are trash talking like thugs. You still have the gulls to call yourself unofficial hero experience. Alan suddenly sees this. You're acting like street thugs here. Anyone who found this attitude funny should be ashamed. Ahem. Shh, I'm so sorry. Lady Joanne, try to sugarcoat your feelings a little more. Think of yourself as a sweet, sticky donut. Donut, tell me what to do. Hey, things are going to get dicey if we don't get this show going soon. What are you implying? Their lancers and our Roland missed the stopping point. Now they're at wits' end and looking mighty awkward. If you get it, then hurry up. Alright, do you want someone to quickly cut them off? Alright, let's do this. Now it's time to rumble. Let's communicate with our fists, our baby. Damn it, it's fixed. Damn that BS. Oh, that's so annoying. I need piercing. I totally thought that was AoE. Oh, how annoying! Put it so for the sleep. So change an attack. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, really? Oh, rip.
いよいよですよね。視点にそこよ、そに手物、星よ落ちる、雨土が沈む、宵闇される月見玉、魔王の指先、行きまーす。トゥーフィーエゴですよね。行きまーす。いよそれ全部まとめてつな
げてUnlikely I'll survive.
わかり、いよいよですね。わかりました。落ちろ。地を這う光、天を覆う闇、時すら届かぬ深淵に沈め、宵闇される月の御霊。行きまーす。常闇を許す。ですよは良いでしょう。闇よ闇よ行きまーす。いいよですよね。わかり良いでしょう。落ちろ闇よ全部まとめて光よ螺旋となりて全力で参ります。ブルークリーンやだやだやだやだ。滅びとは
これでよかろう。これで初歩的なことだ友。エレメンタルマイティな大天使の加護を与えたまえ。これこそ音に聞こえし絶世剣、壊れることなきデュランダル。俺をバカだと侮ったのが敗因よ。
We lost. I'm sorry, Lady Joanne. It's fine. That felt refreshing. I mean, that felt purifying. Yeah, purifying. We lost, all of us, including me. Got our butts bow and truly kicked it. At the end of the day, my life doesn't matter. But right now, these men and women are lost birds, with no less to return to. Please save them, I beg of you. And while you're at it, please make use of me. It will appear that I am still worth something for the time being. I see. Scary. Well, I suppose that was impudent request. More likely, they already knew that what I was up to. If only that detective weren't here. She seemed awfully conflicted by something. Sir, it's likely that Lady Joanne even now remains somewhat hostile to proper human history. It should come as no surprise considering her circumstances. But this and that are different matters. She is prioritizing saving the lives of the Restoration Realm servants who adore her. Even if this singularity is corrected, they would rather disappear tranquilly than do so in defeat. Lady Joanne is taking their wishes into account and pleading their case by pointing out their usefulness. Though it will appear that she has resolved herself to death eventually. But she understands all too well that her death rules out an alliance between BGM and Restoration. Death rules out an alliance. So she's making herself out to be useless in hopes that we might keep her around, is she not? How complicated. You there, Lady Sancho. Please don't read someone's mindset so accurately. My apologies, one of my components happened to be Rosinite, you see? A human heart is what I'm rather lacking in. I think there's more than enough of that to go around though. This is complicated, what to do. Your Holiness. Yes. I mean, what the matter be? What master of proper human history, Yuki? It's okay that you harbor enemies toward us. Very well, if it's in my mean to do so. Mr. Holmes, is this your handiwork? Handiwork? Did I teach him to respond in a way that exploits your greatest weakness? Is that what you mean to say? Because you would be wrong. Mr. Yuki spoke those words of his own violations straight from the heart. Seriously. Quite serious. This may not be a much introduction, but let us put the obvious facts out there. Pocho, and you're firm against that which is strong. You never cower before heroes and luminaries, for you already harbor rebellious plots towards proper humans from the start. But you're the most vulnerable to the pleas of the weak, for you're the Pope. You who wield your vaunted love as your strength, champion of the faithful flock, the powerless masses. Which is why you will never ignore the pleas of the weak. Even the weak are not fervent believers. Your love will never allow you to do so. Oh proud Pope Joan, am I mistaken? Fine, I get it. I'll be your flag banner. Or whatever. But in exchange, don't use the people of my realm as bait or anything. Of course not. I try and assure you that we shall not do such underhanded things. Cara de Grobe and Pope Joanne. The two of them should suffer as the flag bearers of those who would cite their proper human history. Please do not look so displeased, Pope Joanne. Our history can at times be one of romance. Yes, I get it. But even so, we have 1,005 combatants with us. The French realm is estimated to have approximately 12,000. The percentage of heroic spirit rate among them should be higher than ours too. Being outnumbered of 10 folds, we need a plan to turn tables. Having said that, our options are very limited. Most good measures we take won't work unless we have more troops. There's pretty much only one thing we can do. Indeed. Have our elite force charge in and take Grimhilde's head. Our remaining servants will serve as the rear guard and concentrate their efforts on preventing pursuit. Which means Asulfo, Roland, Holmes, Bradamante, Dearmood, and I will be on the front lines. An idea is to have us charge in. Yuki, you will of course be out and about the front lines too, okay? A moment please, I too wish to be on the front lines. No, nekoxx, you'll be with the middle guard. It's likely that even our most elite forces will be unable to hold out against the sheer quantity of enemy soldiers swarming upon them. In other words, they'll die. We'll be lucky if there is even one survivor. Which is why nekoxx de la Manca, when that time comes, we will need your power, knight errant. You will be our new vanguard. I am deeply honored. Ugh, your grace. No, Sancho. As servant, this is a battle we must join. In any case, the odds aren't looking too good. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Kadaka's back. Oh, that was rather fast. Any success? Yes. Please allow me to make a slight correction to what you just said. Charmaine said that we would be lucky to have even one survivor. But with this person here, I believe we'll be looking at a different story. I'm wiped it. Welcome back. Did you find someone, Kadok? Yeah, come on in. My name is Siegfried. I should be joining the BGM realm in the Restoration Realm Alliance. His body mind bathed in dragon's blood, his armor of invincible steel. If it's not too much trouble, I would like to be your vanguard. Holy crap. Let's Topo first to speak what was on everyone's mind. Siegfried. I see, no wonder Zheng Zhao had him sealed away. He truly is the ultimate trigger for Kriemhilde. Irrespective of whether he is with or against her, her mind will undoubtedly fall into significant disarray. However, Kadok, did you really make contact with morality? Yeah. No caster can endure an illusion that faithful. I was confident he was the real deal. I see, and did he mention anything else? Matt should have the conversation logged in. It's about that, I checked it a while ago. And it appears that all conversation data from when Kadok met morality onwards have been irretrievably destroyed. This of course includes visual data as well. One exclusive baddie bad professor. A baddie bad professor. Does Miss Curelite also know of a goody two-shoe professor? Ahem, no doubt to dynamite me of any clues. What I said earlier was entirely of our conversation. Can you sniff any clues from that? Yes, I should be able to. But it's no good. Unlike the slump I face in Olympus, its effects on my sync graph is not as all encompassing. But my reasoning always gets thrown into disorder when it comes to this particular morality. Under normal circumstances, I'm the one who trumps over him. I once spotted my greatest rival, and we both fell into the Renka backfalls. In truth, it was a immediate kill, but you could say victory is mine nonetheless. I survived after all, both in the novels and in the reality of human history. The return of Holmes, the great hiatus, and the venture of the empty house. But I just can't seem to discern a path of victory this time around. Perhaps it's because he's an impossible of the alien world, as I feared, or perhaps... Perhaps what? I may not be able to win, no matter what happens. In any case, let's focus on Kriemhilde first. Now that she holds 2 holy grails, she is undoubtedly the biggest threat. I'm here, Charmaine. Good, you made it. Well, come here, have a seat over here. A little more over to the corner, there you go. Oh, did you bring the blanket I asked you? The stone floor gets cold when you sit on it. Now hide here and watch. As for whether there's meaning in it or not, I lead towards the latter. But you probably want to know. Despite what it looks like, the truth is that she wants to open up too. I can't leave this with the others. I'm probably the only one who can get her to talk. I'm counting on you. Okay. What business do you have with me? Hey there. I mean, there's something I want to talk about. I made the same pitch to others, but you joined later, so I still have to make the rounds. Oh, okay. Not that I mind, but what might the matter be? We already established our alliance and all I have to do is pray in the middle guard. Well, you sure got the attitude. So isn't it better to let your feelings out before the battle least? Surely you gotta taunt him, like furry or furry or furry. You only listed furry, you jerk. It would be uncomfortable for me to list any others. I wouldn't be having trouble if I could do that. But there's no one else around. You're around, Charmaine, O great father of Europe. Oh, that's a half-truth. Huh. It was actually the other Krautigurbe who achieved the great accomplishment of being titled the father of Europe. The other. In other words, you're the accumulation of the remaining legends. Existence akin to fantasy, so to speak. Yes, that's right, much like you. Well, it might be worse off in a sense. After all, I'm almost all fiction. Truth be told, even summoning me as a servant of proper human history should be impossible. Why? Even these aspects of servants can be summoned. Yet the achievement of the historic card to grow away were too great for that. He was a hero who was mundane until the very end, yet still reached the zenith. Without any skyborn demonic beast, without any legendary holy sword. He established Europe through the political office, in military warfare, that's how he was. Simply put, there was no room for me to exist. The Troll Paladins are a different story though. To put the extreme terms, they'll exist just fine without me. But is everyone not already familiar with your story? As for me, I was accused of being an imposter. Yes. Frankly, with you being part of Papo history, it was eventually bound to happen. But you do understand how they will view you, right? That is, there are those who would be saddened by your absence. I doubt there are that many in proper human history who would mock you as an imposter, no. You are not unwanted by proper human history. You're here because we were wanted. You were wanted, yet you didn't exist, which is why your legend remained, even when you were rejected. If no one truly wanted you to be, even your legend itself would have disappeared. Like a bubble. Like a bubble, huh? Constantine said so much too, that there is meaning in me remaining history. Also, you already heard that one. But I just can't understand that. How can you endure it knowing that your life is nothing but a meaningless daydream? I suppose it's because I swing my blade for the ones who believe in me being here. Does it matter even if you remain the texture of the reality or not? Who cares if someone thinks of you as nothing more than a fantasy? Besides, I harbor furies towards proper human history, and suppose they're rebelling. The fact that you view it as a sin already means you're one of us. I wonder if Constantine foresaw this happening. I doubt he did, but what? I think he was fine with you choosing either side. If you were to rebel proper human history, he would continue to rebel too. If you accept it, nevertheless, he would have already really seen you off. Why would he go that far? Oh, it would be uncouth for me to say. Really? Yeah, well, you'll just have to ask Bradamante. And you may be unable to cleanse yourself of this resentment and fury. But that's okay. In the first place, you're not the only one who's been angry about proper history. And only the ones who can say good outweighs the bad answers to summoning. I'd like you to look for something that makes all that bad worth it before you leave this land. Very well, I will give it some thought. I will also ask Bradamante, you have the almost gratitude. You can just go with a thank you. Thanks a bunch, Crown Boy. Isn't that a little too friendly? Constantine, I wish I could have a nice chat with him. And I'm sorry I made you hide. She might not have opened if I was here. Yes, exactly. But you must have been curious too about Joanne's true feelings. I'll do what I can to show her the good outweighs the bad. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm sorry, Master, but there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Oh, it's 6.3. It doesn't seem like I ought to listen to this. So I'll be off now. Thank you. Apparently we once fought alongside one another. I apologize for not having any recollection of that. I hope I was used to you. That's I have a request I'd like to make. Should I make this request I would have no right to complain even if I can kill for it. Give me a second. I just cut the communication to Kadia. I see, now that you mention it, you're from Kadia. Most appreciated, so I'd like to ask you a favor of you. That is... I am truly sorry. And that's the gist of it. Did you get it, Bradamante? Huh? Well, I mean, Lady Joanne and Lord Constantine were really in love, I believe. Excuse me? Eh? Huh? Eh? You gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me you actually didn't notice. No, I mean, I never thought it was anything romantic. More like friendship or fondness, or familial love, or maybe sympathy. I think he loved you on top of all that, probably. Sigh. Oh, does that displease you? I still don't think Emperor Constantine would regret a thing. I never said it displeased me. I didn't say a word of that sort. I was just, surprised. Is this really your first time? I should have it in spades, but it seems I've forgotten it. You know how I'm an imposter in the first place. Perhaps it never existed at all. Oh. In other words, this ex-boyfriend of mine who I don't even remember is a two-dimensional man whose face I don't even know. Let's stop. Let's not go there. You want to get endless darkness out of it. Isn't it better to consider him your first love? It's kind of hard for me when you put it that way, but oh. I do feel kind of happy, which is why it's kind of sad. I think that is fine. This lordship was probably the sort of person who could wish the happiness of one he loved. Either way, Lady Joanne is... No, as long as you feel happiness in your heart, merely look back on this battle Joanne. That in itself should be the greatest reward of his lordship. That might be a tall order. After all, his death still saddens me. That sadness is also an important feeling. It's only because you were happy in the first place that losing him brings you sadness. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Bradamante. Don't mention it. How can I help you, Holmes? I've been thinking about Morality's power, but I lack sufficient material to make deduction. Would his ability that attempted to make me like rebel against proper history be a hint? I think so as well. But would he really give away a hint so carelessly when I was right in front of him? That in itself raises another suspicion, but that just might be what he's after. We're going in circles here. You should go and get some rest, Miss Curelight. Considering Charmaine, Operation Limit, and other factors, we have only 5 hours to go until we depart. Right then, I'll be taking a short nap. Good night, Holmes. What do you know about me, Morality? I know everything there is to know about you, Sherlock Holmes. Though I remain unsure whether to hold you in respect or contempt. Now then, who would trump in this battle? Kriemhilde, who seeks exact revenge on Siegfried. Or perhaps Chaldea, the Via Regia realm, which bears the noble cause of saving the world. Not that it matters at this point, either way. No in this case. I suppose Chaldea is preferable. For it will create a proper motive to defeat the Sherlock Holmes. So save world, and then destroy it, good fellows, just as you always done. Two chapters cleared. I can go into the 19th chapter.
夏と冬の境目にあるこの季節ではどれをとっても美味しくふと興味を覚えたのですが、今までいくつくらいのかけらを集めてきたのでしょうか。慣れた ころほど油断しやすいもの。受け取り忘れにはご注意くださいね、先輩。
I feel like I'm gonna face a bunch of mobs, so I'd rather use Morgan for this, so I don't have to fight them. So much graphic sense. Alright, good morning. Are you ready? I'm all set. Okay then. Master, I'm sorry. But the maintenance of the ordinance is making progress. We're still ironing out the kinks, and it's likely won't be ready in time for that coming battle. No problem, I'll wait however long it takes. Right. That said, losing our shooter is quite a serious blow. Right. Hey, quit poking me in the side with your elbow and stop stepping on my foot. Moden. Grimhilde, Zhang Xiao, and 12,000 servants await us in the revenge realm. And so does the mysterious archer who felled Constantine. Quality has quality of its own, and having quantity with a certain degree of quality can give you an advantage. You could even say it all but assures our defeat, but that only applies to conventional warfare. We heroes fight recklessly through such an unreasonable situation. Oh, even though we did get the crap kicked out of us last time we were in a similar situation. This time it's different. We no longer have any secrets to withhold. All we need to do now is make our move. Also, don't just go and dampen the morale of Soulful. I'll have you run 10 laps later. Sorry. As for that archer, I've got a secret plan. Do you? I was entertaining the idea of tying Wulan to a spear and using him as a shield at first. I'm an individual with dignity. Yes, so I chose not to. Instead, I'll handle it. Even if the arrow was considerably powerful, my no phantasm can withstand it. I'll stand on the front lines, focusing on defense with my swordsmanship. However, I find it difficult to be on guard against the surrounding enemy troops. About that, Yuki and I, as well as the 12 paladins, will handle the front lines. But as Soulful, you're my secret anti-archer plan. You'll be on foot until we're halfway through, and once that archer begins his assault, make sure you take him out. As you command, I shall put my life on the line. noahblomberg, you will protect Lord Vlad, Pope Joanne, and Miss Sancho in the middle ground. Understood. The rest of you can afford to charge in like a bunch of fools, but there are hardly anyone better to protect someone in the middle of guard than a knight like you. As fellow knights errant, I leave the three of them in your hands, Sir noahblomberg. I'm honored to be entrusted with such a major role. Very well, we are counting on you. Now then, Master Q, I formally entrust you with this. The Holy Grail. Let's please hold on to this, for it is you who shall live to see through the end. Alright, you're in the middle guard too, Shifu. I'm tired though. I want to leave. As a spirit, though I'm not so sure about the leaving part. Our Traum ain't I. Yeah, can you take care of our rear? Of course, please leave it to me. It is a knight honor to serve as a rear guard. Your worship, you mustn't wish to treat places out of jealousy. I get it. Well then, let's the second war begin. All strategy and all formations are meaningless, and decisive fantasies all this time. We will be making progress by simply charging in boldly. There is no turning back once we set out from here. The faint of heart are to either take their own lives now, or turn against us. Now then, my master, here's the ritual we must undertake before we head for the battlefield. Order us. Move out. Our scouts have reported the entirety of the Magia Restoration Alliance have been mobilized. Their force consists of 1,005 combatants. What so few? Death-lusted warriors. Death-lusted warriors. You, dear official, remember this well. Warriors who harbor no regrets, feels no hesitation, and fight to the death. Such warriors are the strongest. Having said that, there is no reason why we should freeze them up front. We shall take our time and slowly encircle them. No, total war it is then. What? The enemy will take advantage of any craveness on our part. Keep that in mind, Zhang Xiao. You fight crazed warriors with crazed warriors. Get Tametomo ready. At least everyone's are bound to show up on the front lines. I've been shooting them all to death. Right away. I shall wait here. I will not tolerate your failure. Should he make his way here to my throne, I realize the riders among you are to end your own lives. I, as you command. Her heart soars, her thoughts swells with expectations. She bring the entirety of the revenge round to bear against them, like trash they are. Yeah, on the other hand, the strategist in the Crimhode was convinced it would be a hard-fought battle. For that is how her enemies are, well organized, unafraid of death, as they push forward. or even Zhang Xiao, vaunted Cream Duja would be rendered meaningless against them, as they would not hesitate to strike one of their own. Or they would simply head straight for this castle. Even so, I shall proclaim this. Die, all of you. Die, die ceaselessly. Just die, for that is my life. We're about to meet the enemy. Are you ready? All good. Yes. Alright then, boys and girls. Let's hit them on the plains. The enemy forces are flanking us from the left and right, as if to encircle us. So naturally, we're going to attempt to break through the middle. The servants on our left and right are sure to pursue us. But ignore them. All that matters is that we outrun them. I see. That's quite simple. So it's a race. Yeah, it's game over. We drag out this frontal assault. Alright, let's do this. My name is Charles, and I'm skipping the rest. My king here is skipping even the declaration of his own name. $99. To the determination battle. So I just keep using Morgan then. Enemy unlimited. Street contents. Constant. Run, run. This is part as I go. Good luck. Same here. Let's go. Yeah, run. Run. Right through them. You can give me your energy ambush shot. Thanks. This isn't something you ought to be thinking before. Using these will only shorten your life long term. Your mystic code may have strengthened you, but at the end of the day, you're still running alongside servants. Look, I'm sorry, but I won't take a no for an answer. You carry me under your arm? Don't have a choice, do I? These tournaments are all occupied. Alright, I'm gonna start running. Report, report. The revenge realm is unleashed. Demonic beasts. Furthermore, the enemy has caught up with the Rearguard and are currently engaged in battle. Sir Dearmood is currently in a struggle. I see, it's a knight honor to stand and serve as the Rearguard. Come on, let's keep moving.
Megami モード降臨。たっぷり性能を披露するといたしましょう。はい、NSS サービスです。お参りしておきます。そのようによく言いました。こちらの話です。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを請いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。
So many of them.
あまり悩まさん手に入るようにイノベーション始めます。メニュー好き放題扱ってあげましょう。目を背けないで。慈悲神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もなく何人も通るにあたわず。君様火薬の暗きいい判断。この私がいいでしょう。私の足元で許しを請いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。すべての簡単に終わる。
いいね、最高だ。目障りなんだろ。
いい判断です。
めんどくさい。
モルゴアコーロ。
勝っても負けても死骸は増えるんだ。虫どもが喜ぶだけじゃないか。
Sir Dearmood, the Vanguard has broken through the demonic beast's encirclement. I see, then have the Rearguard catch up with the middle guard. The bowmen are to fire away with their no phantasm without a pause. I'll take care of things here. What about you? I'll be staying behind, of course, to serve as the Rearguard. It's a knight's pride. You need to fall back right away too. Then I shall accompany you. Teamwork is key to victory. You do realize you'll die, don't you? What of it? Even novices like us, who could not make it as Hassan, Isaba, did not fear death. What's more, in this battle we will obtain that flower we could not obtain in our lifetime. For love and peace is what we desire. We will give our lives for its sake. Is that so? Very well, assassin. Let us go onwards and onward. Understood. They walked the path of hell with a sprightliness reminiscent of a climb to heaven. They keep moving forward, marching forward at full speed, casting everything aside. The main gate to the revenge realm is just up ahead, and then finally, the bowman who felled the Emperor makes his move. Extreme Bomberant type Puppet Bowman activated. Servant class Archer shooting Minamoto no Tametomo. Target the front line. Take aim at Kawazugrobe. The monster starts to move. The magic energy supplying him emits a pale blue light as it swirls about. The caster in charge of conducting assistive procedure for his no phantasm activation tremble in fear, how weapon-like he is. His arrow released with a force comparable to a holy sword or demonic sword from the Age of Gods was killing a long-range ballistic missile. Even the near impenetrable walls of Constantine could not defend against it. Here it comes, temporary evacuation. The Moonlight Cannon, Gochin Yumi Harizuki. Fire. Incoming. Intuition is more or less at play for heroes who wage war on the battlefield. Even should it fall short being sharp enough to be converted into skill, and abundance of combat experience grants a certain degree of intuition. Moreover, Holmes had heard testimonies of Joanne, Radamonte, and researching realm servants. He passes the information on to Siegfried, then conjecture when it will come and from which direction. And Siegfried reads the timing. The air assaults them at supersonic Bell City, exuding tremendous pressure as it shed in the airs. A deep breath. Keep away from me. With that exclamation, Siegfried took one terrifying step forward. A supple fall suits behind him. It was just as they planned it. The rest of the front line put some distance between them. This, too, was just as they had planned it. True Eater release. A holy sword that has summoned his cursed and demonic sword, the true nature of phantasmic sword revealed. Stop him, do not let him use that no phantasm. Of course it would result in their death. The incoming arrow will surely obliterate the entire area, indiscriminately, both friend and foe. However, it will be also achieve victory at the cost of this small paltry army. So that those downtrodden, vanquished might finally grasp glory, so that those who live a life of triumph may never forget the taste of glory. Everyone tries to seize victory over their immediate lives. Yuki. Then it's up to him to prevent it. Summoning servants on the borders of the space indicated by Siegfried. We'll finish them all post haste.
いい判断です。よく言いました。それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながらトリバースロードツキャメラ。扱ってあげましょう。あくまで華麗に。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。扱ってあげましょう。
るなよ。
展開しましょう。慈悲だ、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もなくなお一人通るにあかわず。簡単に俺の知識を通してあげるもの。ダメなさい。
けどが出る。
あくまで
目障りなんだろ
いい判断です。ひょいひょいひょい。分断する。人間の火力ではどうあっても私には及びません。おとなしく我が社に。
邪悪なる竜は失墜し、世界は今落葉に至る。撃ち落とすバルムック。
It's a beam flash. As their sparks fly. As sword and arrow clash, the very air warps and scream magical energy, surge at tempest ceaselessly. Sure enough, there stands the dragon slaying hero. Amazing. No injuries. Let's proceed. There should be some time until the next arrow. Unscattered, damage undetected. Impossible, this can't be. The arrow shot through even Constantine's wall. It's no wonder caster have turned pale. There are few capable of withstanding a hit from that arrow. It was the kind of projectile that fragile bodies of humans have no hope of withstanding. They were not informed that the hero whose spawn began sprinting westward is the great hero spoken in the legends of Dragon Slayer. The man who bathed in dragon blood and attained invincible body. When it comes to marching forward while on the defensive, no one else can hope to hold candle to this hero. His name is Siegfried. His pale blade cleaves the Wulan sky. Deflected. It did not miss, it was deflected. First of all, that sword was unexpectedly sturdy. It is without doubt a no phantasm. It must be a no phantasm derived from the age of gods that or weapon whose name is carved into a legend. However, the problem is what follows afterwards. The sword struck the arrow that was fired. That in itself was no surprise. Yet it was with impeccable skill that he handled the energy of that arrow. That on the other hand was strange and abnormal. Under normal circumstances, even if his sword halts the arrow, the absurd amount of magical energy infused into the arrow would have obliterated him. However, he withstood even that tempest magical energy. On the contrary, the injuries he sustained were too trivial to even be called minor wounds. Needless to say, it must be some manner of no phantasm, one that makes him sturdy or invincible. There are plethora of defensive no phantasm in existence, and Tamitomo wasn't familiar with them all. What he understood though was its sturdiness, so the problem lies in skill as expected. Repelling bullet from a handgun with a sword is not impossible, but it is impossible to do the same with a missile. Because even if it were repelled, it would be a meaningless act since it would explode on the spot. Swordmanship is meaningless before an arrow capable of piercing the very earth. Or should have been. Correcting trajectory, commencing recalculation. Hey, what are you doing? You only fire arrows at my command. Cease this. Cease this at once. Activate emergency shutdown system. It's not working. System rejection error. Huh? Then how? That thing Minamoto no Tamitomo is already... Yes, he isn't capable of unsuspected fire. Cut the supply. Cut the magic energy supply right now. I won't let you. No phantasm initiated, targeting the hero on the front lines. Tentative name Dragon. It was a tentative name that was not based on anything in particular, yet that word encapsulated his true nature. The Dragon Slayer is simply put a dragon himself. His pang and sturdiness live up to his name. In that case, what should I do? In that case, commencing bombardment. The arrow and hands split into three. The magic energy supplied to him by the tower had been limited to one shot warp so far. However, that limit was no more. No phantom discharging. The Minamoto no Tamitomo from this singular had no standard by which to tell good and evil apart, nor does he have the conviction he should otherwise have. Mere sense shooting his arrow all the while. This sole fact drives him mad. The Moonlight Cannon, Gochin Yumi Harizuki. Unbroken Free Soul Salvo. Truly wonder why he's not Berserker though. Even a single one of these arrows would have sufficed in bringing down a hero. And here, there are 3 of them carving a path through the bright red sky, each following a deadly trajectory. Another one's incoming. Everyone, see where you are. It's fast, Osofo. I got him. Your trusty Osofo's gonna be breaking off now. Not sure if I'm gonna make it back or not, so this is gonna have to be goodbye. Master Kadia, my king, and my fellow comrades from the Chart of Paladins. Farewell. Sure, I'm counting on you, Osofo. I'm really counting on you, so don't just screw up when it actually matters. We can only pray for the best, though I'm worried. Pour yourself together, just focus and don't think anything stupid. Yeah, that's not something you say to a comrade who's marching to your death. Best of luck, Osofo. Okay, victory shall be ours. Hippogriff. Siegfried, I'm all ready. There's the gleam. Target is 1.8 kilometers away. Top floor of the tower. Roger. The problem now is this next shot. I leave it to you, Yuki. Protect Siegfried one more time.
ロードレスキャメロット。あまり悩ませたロケに入らないイノベーション始めます。
目障りなんだろ。
そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。暗きよく言いました。それは絶えず見た滅びの夢、最果てにありながらトリバースロードレスキャメロット。簡単に終わらないようにあまり悩ませない。
いいね。
楽しくなると
最高
いい
ね。
判断
隠すなよ。
死になさい。
欲しい？ならあげる。ヘラクレス。ひどい目にあった。せっかくの羽に傷がつく。
So it's 3 consistent shot this time. You concluded immediately that completely blocking them was impossible. Secret positioned himself, such as that he would at least avoid sustaining fatal injuries. It may have been a position that could only be described as extremely half-hearted one. But it would be inception in this case. The first shot. Balmung. Activate collide neutralize. The second shot. Unfooled by the trajectory, interwoven with feints, he swung the follow-up swings with swords and diverted the deadly trajectory. But that is all Siegfried was capable of doing. Even with skills such as his, 2 shots were all that he could handle. His he had no choice but whether the remaining for its shot. It came with a slight delay. After the first and second shots, due to falling in even more complicated trajectory, the actions Siegfried could take were exceedingly limited. Unable to deflect it with his blade, unable to evade it, entirely unable to discard his blade and cross his arms to shield himself. It was all he could do. Slightly shift his body. If that was all he could do, then the arrow was still bound to reach his spiritual core. If only shift it by a few centimeters, it would still be enough to kill, considering its power. Unless it was up against Siegfried. The same is true. Minamoto no Tamatomo arrow struck Siegfried. Struck by the legendary arrow said to have scuppered a ship with his destructive might. Siegfried was life signs confirmed. He stood tall, unable to avoid injuries. He was not entirely unharmed. Yet the hero glared back all the same with his sword in hand. He could not believe it. He simply could not believe it. However, Tamatomo finally realized. Reduction. His Nova Phantasm is likely one that reduces the damage his body takes, irrespective of where said damage may be. It was as though his body was resembled out of steel, perhaps it was like a curse. Nevertheless, Minamoto no Tamatomo sought to uncover the weakness of this man. And then he noticed that beast flying towards him at the speed of sound. interceptive measures. Needless to say, Tamatomo had focused his attention on intercepting it. This was well within expectations. Minamoto no Tamatomo was not so foolish as to think there would be the reprisal after attacking twice. The Skyborn Dermock Beast attacked at tremendous speed. Its trajectory was exceeding linear, one that exceeding paradise speed. That is to say, it has an ace up speed. So Tamatomo shot an arrow with no killing intent, while it's acting as though it were meant to kill. The Dermock Beast passed through the arrow without a paltry attempt at evasion. It phased through the arrow that should have pierced it, and that was the end of Tamatomo analysis. Calculation finalized, commencing bombardment. Of course, not even Tamatomo could tell how much the Dermock Beast could phase through from that one act alone. The one thing is certain, it cannot do so forever. For if that were the case, it would have merely needed to continue flying at him while passing through the attacks. There is a limit preventing it from doing so. It's either distance or its time, regardless of which it is. No obstacle detected. Accurate shots are fired, measuring distance and time in meters and seconds. Soldiers line up in an orderly manner. Kamui, fossilized, even hiding in reverse sides of this dimension would be not enabled to escape. 3 arrows pierced the soulful. God. While those arrows may not have been no phantasms, they carry enough destructive force to shred his body. Although of course this is a situation he was prepared for. Not yet. He races across the sky like a ray of light. He carves through the radiant sky. He fears not death, for this knight had always lacked such feelings. He fears not pain either. So all he fears is incapable of carrying out his duty. Endure, live, fight, it's all over. If you die here, it's awful. So forever repeated dimensional shifts finally close in on Minamoto no Tamatomo. Is it Hippogriff? Tamatomo arrow pierced the Hippogriff without phasing through it. I'm Asopo, one of the 12 paladins Charles made. The Hippogriff falls, however Asopo has already left its back. The cavalryman deprived his wing, charged at Minamoto Tamatomo at a speed close to freefall. Reloading. And Tamatomo responds even in situation with an unusual degree of calmness. He knock his arrows then shoot his target is a spiritual core. And in response, alright, let's do this. Rather than the sword hanging at his waist, Asopo held his no-phantasm, his lance in his hand. It is no mere coincidence that Asopo had fought it up, of course. The archer who shot Constantine to death likely made use of that tower. The way that tower works is that it turns a servant into a turret. In which case, it must come at a cost. In all likelihood, he or she will be rooted in place and will die should the supply from their legs severe. The walls of Constantine cannot possibly be penetrated without paying a price for that severe. The supply from their legs. In that case, Asopo, can't you use that? Use what? I'm talking about your no-phantasm, that lance. Well, that's Sato then. Siegfried would defend against any attack made by this mysterious archer. And Asopo will go on the offensive. Oh, I see, I get it now. That no-phantasm. You're no phantasm about it. Should you finally manage to make your way to that bowman somehow, use your no phantasm. Will you be the one to vanquish that bowman? Yep. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I will do my best. I see. That bowman merely carried out his orders. He must have been summoned and issued his orders. Then he carried out them dispassionately. Yeah. Even so, I'm really furious that someone I love was murdered. Please avenge us. Will you be in need of a blessing or such? I'll take whatever I can get. So it is then. Well then. Almighty Knight, please avenge us. Oh, I will. I sure will. Alright, I'll avenge you. What? Purposely inducing miracles. Such as what the holy words of Yuan do. A soul will last perilously even with his heart pierced it. Down with a touch. The next shot. Trap of habriiel. You cannot move even an inch. Even the holy word of Pope could not change the fact that Thanatos arrow has pierced his spiritual core. It has merely postponed the subsequent consequences by a short while. For just a fleeting moment, Soulful was rendered unable to die. And that was sufficient. All that left now is to fulfill his duty as a paladin. The lance wielded by his Soulful severes the magical energy supply from both legs. As Minamoto no Tametomo had been consuming a vast amount of magical energy drawn through the tower from the light line. This was a tantamount to a fatal wound. Calculation unfeasible, supply suspended. Reach out to see if he was still capable of a combat, and realized he had no cause. I suppose a life lived as a weapon needs to be ended as one. That is what was expected of him on this occasion. In which case the broken machine has no reason to move. It is humans who works miracles. A miracle then? Yeah, no, I'm about to die too. I see, nevertheless, be proud. For you have vanquished Shinsei Hachiro Minamoto no Tametomo. Hold great pride in it and spread the word far and wide. I'm glad to hear that, but I cheated a bit this time. I hope pride in it when I beat you fair and square next time. Indeed, so that's how you see it. Then it is futile. For next time I shall trump. Just try if you can. The crimson sky ought to have been ominous, yet it was strangely beautiful. Yeah, I'm satisfied. The two of them hail from different histories, different eras, different countries, and belong to different races, differing in just about every aspect. Yet their thoughts were the same in their final moments. The Ares has stopped it. Good job, Soulful. I have to warn him when he gets back. Press on, don't waste time. Reporting in, we're 100 meters out from the Revenge Realm main gate. Getting real close, we're almost there. According to your caster rough estimate, it can withstand at least 5 A-rank anti-army no phantasm. Lackluster no offense will only bounce back at us. Hence his name is Gated Retribution. You know what that means. What does it mean? This might be my last moment in Spotlight, boss. There you have it. Master, hey master, we might lose Wulan here. Please prep the backup. Got it. Farewell, master. Signing our proper human history was absolutely the right call. You guys were really fun. Please give my regards to Gramps Quaxxa. Also, to that really lovely girl from the transmission. You sure that's going to work? Of course, I am. My holy sword is Durando, passed down from Hector. The pure swords that many recorded works in miracle with, so... So hereby prove that I am its true bearer. Wulan. Yeah. It may have been brief, and it may have been a long time coming, but it's an honor to share the battlefield with you again. It really was brief though. Thanks, and how do you know? It's only brief because you went to the enemy side. Alright, then guess I'll work on some miracles. Reporting in, the Via Restoration Alliance has stopped 30 meters away from the gate. It seems their lack of means to open the main gate has slowed them down. Very well. Instruct the casters to stack their spells atop each other. No matter what kind of spells, be it Eastern, Western, Middle Eastern, or South American. Is there a need to go this far? The main gate can withstand even multiple A-rank anti-armor no phantasm. It even has a multitude of conceptual spells applied to it. Once closed, even we would find it reopening it difficult. That is the problem. Pardon me? Gates are, after all, made to be opened, not closed. Should it be opened not with force, but through conceptual means? Should our efforts be easily rendered meaningless? Then the gate of retribution might finally open readily. Sir Siegfried, Wulan would take over from here. Understood, please do. O purest blade, vestige of great saints, I beseech thee to bring about yet another miracle from our army. The blade that Wulan wielded is Durando. There was a blade once wielded by the great Trojan hero Hector. There's a single difference now than when Hector wielded it. The remains of Saint embed within its hilt, imparted upon it another power separate from its use as a blade, namely miracles. Wulan raised his blade to open the gate of retribution that not even the prayers of Joanne could have opened. Open gate of retribution. Well, so that Wulan's the man famed as the mightiest of the Troll Paladins. Unless arrows appear to be effective against him. That's strange, they weren't effective before. Let's just say fortune favor us. Fire away, fire away. The gate isn't opening. I was worried something would happen, but it seems like I may have overthought it. Good, the troops we deploy will soon cause us encircle them. Then we exterminate them. Stay back. Hold on, Siegfried could... No, this is it for Wulan. We must interfere, that's just how miracles work. An invincible being with a body like a diamond. That's who Wulan of Troll Paladin's Traum main is. Invincible is all he is. Invincibility doesn't open gates, so he discarded it. Now discarded is not the right word, he offered it up. Everything had to a miracle. But not even this is good enough. Is it? In that case, Siegfried and I have no choice but to use our no phantasm. We stand to lose much, is there no other way? Wulan will offer up everything he has to open the gate. Charmaine was only half correct there. That was not all he had offered up. These arrows really do hurt. He was brutally coughing up blood as he states the obvious. But the gate should definitely open now. It should open. It did not open, and Miracle demanded more than he offered. No way. Open up, open up, open up. Please work, Miracle. Please, just this once. Just this once, please make it in time. I beg you, don't make me relive that bloody battle of Ronsbacks all over again. Don't mind me, I've done my due. So please save my comrades. I would offer up my life for that. I'll offer up anything I have that is mine to offer. The Holy Sword heeded his prayer. To offer up everything. The main thing about miracles is that they have to be traded in exchange for something else. The Holy Sword is not enough. No relic on its own is enough. Even his very life would fall just short being enough. What else? What else? What else do I have left to offer? There's one other. Wallstream had envisioned. Unbidness to all. I got it. But is this really it? Yes, in a way, this is something more important to me than my own life. Hear me, Gate. All my memories and records I offer unto you. All the every last bit, take all of me from the memories of others as well. I'm fine with them never knowing who opened this gate. He who will die long doing so. I shall even offer the exultation of knowing the ones I fought alongside here. That's right, this pride. You're not to carry over, it's okay. Even none of them are to insane anything. They forget why this gate opened and how it was open. All is forgotten, even the fact that he stood and fought on this battlefield. Even Sherlock Holmes, who should have been able to assemble a record, yet reasoning would fail to convince her, I guess. The same of course goes for Wulan himself. For that is the price of a miracle. Let there be a miracle. What stand here is but a concept that may or may not have been human. But the gate did begin to open. Yes, the gate is starting to open. I don't know why it's opening, but we better hurry. Why is the gate suddenly... I'm not sure, but now it's not time to be thinking about it. Come on, let's hurry. All troops move in. What? Who opened the gate? We don't know. The gate just started opening on its own. A traitor, damn them. Shut the gate immediately, you sluggard. What are you doing? Fall back. Back to the palace. Not so could hamper the opening of the gate. Also could hinder he who had become the very phenomenon of a gate opening. Until the gate has fully opened and closed. This phenomenon will continue to perform miracles. And upon assuring that the rearguard of Alliance made it in, the gate finally closed it. Nothing lies there. Who opened the gate and how was it opened? For the human master and observer of Chaldea, the ones who ought to have remembered were both friend and foe alike. The gate mirror opened up and closed on its own. And accepted, then forgot and laughed before disappearing. And nothing remained. pack. Damn stomachache.
10月です。最近は春になっても肌寒かったり。
$20. You know what? I think I'll leave this for another time. Not feeling that well.